Gundam.tk presents Real Grade Gundam Mk-II. Hey, what's up again everybody? It's Robert184, 2 R's 2 B's from GundamReviews.net, and today it's a blast from the past in the ultimate future form. I'm talking about the Real Grade 1/144th Gundam Mk-II, which is going to be an excellent addition, I think, to the Real Grade line. This is a 2012 release. That sweet Real Grade price of 2,500 yen. In the RG line, this is number 8, so the line is certainly moving on in the world here. And there you can see the name bar, and of course, I went with the white version as opposed to the Titans. Whenever Bandai starts out or tries a new line, whether it's Super High-Con Pro or Speed Grade, you can expect the RX-178 and the Char Zaku and the Green Zaku and the Zakai. But with this one, after First Gundam, they went straight to Seed with the Strike, the Freedom, and then they went back and they added on the Sky Grasper as an add-on to the Strike. So it's sort of cool to see that Zeta is going to be the third series. I'm a little surprised that it wasn't the second, but nonetheless, it's a fantastic addition to an already fantastic line. And in terms of its significance, this was the second ever Gundam that was broadcast after a long gap between First Gundam and Zeta. This was the lead for the first 25 episodes or so, and still incredibly popular in Japan, and if you go check out SD and everything like that, the Mk-II certainly has a fond place in many, many people's hearts. For the box tour, I think that's the best advertising they could do, where they're basically saying that this is unpainted, unlike other Gundam side boxes where they're going to be painted up by a pro. And look at the colors there, from the separated white and gray there on the beam saber, the shield with tons of details, all sorts of colors there in the chest. It basically looks like a 7-year better version of the Gundam. And if you go take a look at the Master Grade Mk-II, it got some great poses around on the box, but here it is being recreated in 1/144th. With the help of an action base, you've got the bazooka there, which is going to be color differentiated between the white and the gray. Always great when they don't cheap out on that, as you wouldn't expect with a grade like this. You can see great thruster details back there, multiple colors of gray it looks like, some good red feet there to keep things classic. Extra ammo clips are going to go into the shield there, and you've got that Vulcan pod to attach onto the side of the head, and you can see the beam saber separating there and some of the details in the shield. And I think that the Real Grade box art is just gorgeous here, as you've got some fantastic looking CG there, 1/144th scale, yes, the real system. Inside it's going to have an inner frame that's going to put some old school Master Grades to shame there. You can see the inner frame with the cockpit there with that little bit of white there, and that's because they are going to have the old school, the all-around ball system there so that the cockpit, so that the pilot can see everything that's happening. Multicolors it looks like there for the advanced MS joints in new phase of mobility here with great bending knees and elbows there, way more than 90 degrees. Pistons down there in the ankles, which we've already seen on the Master Grade, and realistic decals, which are going to really bring this thing to life if you want to go and put them all on. And clear green parts, which I think are going to really stand out, because they certainly do when you get to see this also unpainted version over there. Lots of places it looks like that big decal sheet, but you can see all sorts of details. The green is going to pop. Basically, this is very much looking like a better version of the classic Gundam already. To go into the box, you're also going to have some cool stuff around the side and showing off the other grades. You've got the advanced joints there, 4 colors for the 8 plates. You're going to have seals, and yes, multicolored plates. Gotta love Real Grade for that. Big beam sabers there, some piping and some hoses, which are very similar to the Master Grade, I think. D1 there, different colors of gray, it looks like, to differentiate them from the white and the inner frame. Some stuff here, Gundam Masters. Okay, you can go and play some games on Gree on your cell phone, Keitai there. Some more gray there to go for the inner frame to go along with the manual. A great looking A-plate to kick things off with the famous blue of the first Gundam really toned down into much more of a navy there. You've got some red parts that are almost symmetrical, that cockpit is looking cool, a very small Camille I'd assume, and sure doesn't look like Emma. And then you've got the white parts here that you're going to be using in the waist section. For the head, yes, they've gone Transformer style, full light piping from back to front. I don't suppose there's going to be a lot of light that gets in there. It can come out the eyes as well if you want to do those up, and you're going to have those 2 green parts to add on to the chest. And what will they think of next with the B-plate, the Advanced MS Joint 5 here? It is multicolored. If you can make it out, there's a lighter shade of gray to go along with that darker shade. Anyway, it's going to be on the inside, so I don't think we're going to see too much of it. But already this one looks to be a little bit more substantial than what we've seen with the RX-178 and some of the earlier RGs. So hopefully it's going to be even more fun if you did want to buy 2 and display this on the outside. The C-plate is going to have a gray that's different from all the other gray that you're about to see. Some really small little detailed parts there, some good looking parts for the weapons and backpack. And then you're going to have that yellow part, which is sort of toned down a little bit more of an orange. Some pretty cool parts there, including the classic V-fin, which got changed from white to yellow here. D1 and D2 are 1.5 plates, with the only addition being these two big parts for the shield and the sides of the head, so you're going to have multicolors there. And if you take a look at it, it is going to be slightly different from the white that we saw in the A plate and the upcoming G. Unbelievable that they keep pumping out the different colors here. The E1 and E2 plates, you can see that the E1's going to be a monster, and you're just going to have these parts here for the feet and the inner frame that are going to be doubled up. You've got some great parts there for the chest and the legs, and you've got some cool looking parts for the beam rifle. And again, it's just incredible that they've got so many different colors of gray, never mind the white here. Just a shade darker here for the F plate. This is going to be ABS plastic, and you can see that you're going to be getting some of the manipulators there. That's the hand or the gun holding hand there to go along with the open dynamic one, which is going to fit on the left hand as usual. Before G1 and G2 bring us home, again a different shade, and you can see that all of these parts here, whether it's going to be the barrel of things or this outer armor, you can see that the legs and all sorts of parts, including probably the head there, they're all going to be nicely differentiated. Just incredible the amount of details that they're getting on 1/144th when they don't even do these multicolored parts for master grades. SB1, so you've got extra length beam sabers here. These are the round variety, not the flat ones. And inside you're going to be getting some black wire and some of this soft cloth piping, which actually has some pretty cool details on that. That's going to be used on the backpack to separate between the part that holds the beam sabers and down below. And it's going to allow you to move the little arms around as you're grabbing the beam sabers and look very cool doing it. Decals galore are going to round out the contents of the box, and you have 3 different eye sets you can choose, with the green on black, just the plain green, or you can use the green piping from the inside and just have this come through the translucent part there. You're going to have some camera lenses, all sorts of gold little details. It looks like they're not going to be going on the joints this time, but just sort of add a mechanical feel to that. Silver down here at the bottom, including some very small ones and these little cool triangular ones. And then you're going to have white, gray, and red to round out the rest. If somebody put these all on, you could really make this thing look like a boss or a sequel. A little bit of Electric Boogaloo, I suppose. Can't say enough good things about that image there, but when you go inside, it looks like it's going to be well designed, as is usual now. All the plates are going to be laid out, and again, that inner frame is just really filled out compared to the skinniness ones. The skinny ones that we've seen before, this one's certainly preferable in my eyes. As you're going to go inside, you can see that you're going to build up the movable frame is what they're telling you to do first, and they're going to show you that it can move all over the place. Sort of interesting that they're giving you the directions to do that first, and then to actually put on the right leg armor, you can go through that, body this up. It looks like you're only going to be getting a little color splash page there, but they do give you the pink parts here, so you're going to have color, which means it's really hard to make mistakes. After you've built up the upper body, another splash page here showing it off. Some of the details here, like it's going to have a swing lock there, you're going to be able to open up the cockpit. You do have a custom mount base for the action base too. It's going to show off the different weapons here, and then you're going to build those up. And when you do that, and you didn't miss any parts, so you don't have to order them, you can go to the back where they're going to have a nice color splash page, front, back, sides, and all the weapons, and even the top, so that you're going to get all those decals on in the right place and paint up the pilot. It is Camille. Just from the unboxing alone, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun with the multicolored plates, the tons of color differentiation in there, even on the B plate that they're differentiating the inner frame, and then giving you directions on how to build that up first. I think there's probably a lot of fans that would like to do that, but you usually have to go through the manual and figure it out yourself. Here they spell it out for you, and then you just put everything on around it. Cool decals, you're going to have that great cloth touch, which I really loved about the Master Grade. Oversized beam sabers, there's nothing not to like about this, including the glossy box art, which is certainly going to catch your eye on the shelves. So anyway, everybody, stick around for the next parts where I'll show you the parts before putting it all together. Why don't you let me know what you think with a comment down below, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Remember, if he wears sunglasses, nobody will know who he is.